Morning all. So today I am going to install a double folding frame clothesline onto the side of our toilet and bathroom shed. So this is the Hills double folding frame clothesline. So as you can see, it should end up with one part that you can keep folded down for a small load, or fold the other part up for a big load. So and I'll be mounting it on the shed there somewhere and moving that solar panel. So that's the mission for today. So and I'll have to move my drop saw, and we'll see how it goes. And I'll have to probably put some framing inside the toilet on the back wall here. I'll probably have to put some framing in here, just some dwangs, so when I drill through with the clothesline it's got something to bolt into. So that's the plan. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, which most builders would probably do, is I'm going to open the packet up, have a look, see if there's any instructions, and then go make myself a cup of tea. Yeah, let's have a look. I think they need instructions for opening the box as well. Okay. Few parts there. I found the instructions, so I'm going to take these and go make a cup of tea, and I'll see you back here later. Cup of tea's still boiling, so I thought I'd quickly measure. So the frame of the washing line has the outside brackets have a measurement of 2.2. I better double check that. And 2.2 looks alright. So what it is, which is good, so that outside stud there and the stud on the outside in the corner inside here is 2.2, and then the bracket obviously on the outside sit there, and so I'm going to have to put another stud or another dwang or something through here for the other side of it to bolt into. So yeah, I think that's going to work out well. The only issue will be is that currently I haven't got flashing on. I was going to pick up some flashing off someone. So I haven't got the flashing yet, so it just means that once I've got the flashing, I might have to re-drill the holes in the flashing and take the clothesline off to get it up again. So that's all right. I'm happy with that. I can work with that. Okay, so I opened up the pack, see what fastening screws they had, and because it's wall-mounted clothesline, they've provided Dyna bolts, which are designed to go under brick. So so I went to the shed and I've found, so they're the Dyna bolts. So the idea is when you screw that in, this nut moves up and these splay out, which then locks into the hole you drilled. Where this is what I'm going to replace it with. These are just screws, wood screws, and obviously a bit longer because I've got 20 mil of iron to go through and then into the stud. So the other thing too is if these come out the other side of the stud, it doesn't matter too much. I'll just grind the hole off. It's better that they're in there secure than not. So yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. And I've only just started my cup of tea. The kettle on the gas stove takes a while to boil, because unless I run the generator and use the power from the generator, we can't have a power kettle. So not yet anyway. So I've got the generator just set up over here with the saw, just so I can cut these extra studs that we're going to need. Beautiful day today here. It's meant to be I think it's meant to be 19-20 degrees here today, and it's already quite warm, quite comfortable in my singlet or polo. It was a bit frosty overnight, had a bit of ice on the water trough, but apart from that, it's quite a pleasant morning, and everything's starting to look quite green around after we had the fire go through, so everything's looking quite green and lush. We've had a fair bit of wind the last few days. It's been like pretty full on with the wind, so not the type of wind you want to be out here working in. So there's a slight breeze this morning, but nothing like we've had over the last couple of days. Can hear some animal in the bush over there, but can't quite see what it is. Don't know if it's a bird or roo. Okay, cuppa done, work to be done. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is just add these uprights for it to be bolted into.
So Paul's just cutting these pieces of timber so that they fit into the wall frame next to the stud for the bracket to go screw into. And he's had to nail a couple of them together to make them thick enough for the bracket to fit onto. So if you're new here, welcome. We're a family who have chosen to live a life less ordinary. We've chosen to embrace the off-grid lifestyle in the rugged Australian wilderness. We're on a remarkable journey towards self-sustainability and harmony with nature. And this is where we share our daily lives and discover the challenges and rewards of living off the grid. My name is Tina and this is Paul. We're the fearless leaders of this unique endeavour. We have 2 teenage sons. Our daughter Willow died, and basically we've made a conscious choice to disconnect from the hustle and bustle of city life and reconnect with the land. This is our off-grid outhouse that we're still in the process of building.
I just put that up, and I just got to do the other one now at the back, just here. I've cut the other 2 for the back.
So out here we have no access to town water, power, electricity or sewerage, so we're collecting rainwater for all our water needs. And we're attempting to start a cool climate food forest and hoping to get some animals soon.
Okay, I just need to get a string line and a level.
We use solar panel power and a wind turbine, and we have a generator as a backup. So Paul's just putting a string line up here, and he'll check that it's level so that we know the clothesline will be level when it's up. So life off the grid is not for everyone. It has its challenges. Harsh weather, isolation, and the constant need for resourcefulness are part of our daily reality. So now he's just measuring the width of the clothesline frame, and he's made a mark for where the screws need to be drilled in, where the brackets need to be. So the clothesline is meant to be installed at head height, and it's 2200 millimeters wide. So the first bracket has been mounted. And Paul's also checking that the brackets are level as well. So Paul's marked all the centres of the bracket holes where the screws need to go. And so when the bracket gets put up on the wall to be screwed in, it has to match all those holes that have been marked. And now that both the brackets up, it's time to assemble the clothesline. So we need to start with the right inner arm to begin with, and it needs to have one of the tie-off clips slid onto it before it gets mounted to the wall. The short arm needs to go up with the large hole for the line tensioner. So you basically just need to slide the arm onto the bracket, and then you need to insert the line tensioners as well. And then there's some Chicago bolts that you have to put through the line tensioner. And then you need to bolt bush the line tensioner. They provide the hex keys to tighten it all up as well. So then the inner front bar just needs to be slid into place, and the left hand arm needs to be slided in as well. So then the Chicago bolts just go through the bolt bush and it gets all tightened up again on that side too. Then you can connect the outer right arm, doing basically the same thing. It's been 2 years now since we bought our off-grid property, and even though we've come a long way and made a lot of improvements, it still feels like we're just in the very beginning. We're looking at designing our cool climate food forest so that we can minimise our environmental impact and have a more rewarding and sustainable way to provide food for our family. We do have a lot of days below zero out here during winter though, so it's been a bit of a challenge to keep our plants alive during winter here. So we're trying to look at plants that can thrive in our cool climate. So right now we're kind of trying to design the layout of our food forest that we hope to have in the future, taking into account, our sunlight exposure and our just access to water. So we've got the skeleton for it, but we need to look at, companion plants that are well suited together and things like that too. There's a tensioner dial and a sort of insert that needs to be slid over the clothesline before it gets connected to the arm. So the clothesline needs to be fed through the arms in alternating directions, keeping some tension as you go. The end of the line needs to be fed through the tie-off clip while keeping tension. The line then needs to be wrapped around the tie-off clip collar and then inserted through the first hole. Any remaining line then just gets threaded through the second hole. Then you can go back and tension the line with the tension dial by just rotating it in a clockwise direction until the lines are tight. So in the midst of a world obsessed with technology and skyrocketing living expenses, I always longed for something different, a simpler, more sustainable life off the grid, far from the noise and hustle of the city. I was tired of the rat race. I had a vision of self-sufficiency and life in harmony with nature. And just in the last few weeks, Paul and I have made some life-changing decisions, which I'll probably talk more about in another video. The funny thing is that we don't even have a washing machine that works properly out here. We really need to get one that's really good with water usage so that we're not wasting water. We don't have water to waste out here. So we're looking at different washing machines that we could get that might be great for that. So if you have any recommendations about that, let us know. Oh, and it also needs to be good with power efficiency as well. So now just to operate the clothesline, you just pull it up until it's locked into place. And then if you want to bring it back down, you just push it up slightly until it's in the unlocked position. Then you can push it back down again.
So it's hitting on the brackets here. Reason being is I think I tightened the top one maybe too much. And pulled it in a bit, so a couple of options. I can either tighten this one up, which I might do. Hopefully bring the other one in a bit. And I could probably loosen the other one too, but
So because the outer arm is hitting the inner arm a little bit, Paul's just trying to tighten up the inner clothesline a little bit so it's drawn more tightly together so there's more space between the arms.
still a little bit. Let's see what that doesn't touch us. There's that one, put the clothes on, great, a lot more clothes.
This is a really sunny spot which will maximise the drying efficiency as well. And you're meant to distribute your laundry evenly across the lines to prevent a problem with balancing. Australia is such a warm, sunny country that there's really no need for having a dryer.
Okay, just going to grab a knife just to whip off the end of the line. Got this lovely old timer knife from a couple of work colleagues before I left MS Queensland. It's a good old timer knife, so they're very good. So little pouch as well, so yeah, really good. Thanks team.
So Paul's just cutting off any of the excess clothesline from hanging over the edges, so that will make it nice and tidy.
So I'm going to move these boards, stack them around the back so that I can get access to the line. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I've assembled the washing line. Now to give it a go. So I don't need to use both, but so that's for a small load. That's if you've got heaps of people and a big load. So and you can get that happening. So. But I don't need that one today. So I'll put that away and just use this one. Now, this little cool device, I've never seen one of these before. But supposedly, that's for socks. So, I'm assuming maybe one of those sides. Go the toe, maybe.
So now once we get a washing machine that's really good with water usage and power, then our laundry days will be a breeze, even in the remote wilderness. Our clothesline is ready to serve us for years to come, providing fresh, sun-kissed laundry every time. Thanks for joining us on this installation journey. And until next time, happy laundry days.